AZ Sports. 3 players not named Joe Burrow who can single-handedly make the team better in 2024. If you've watched my channel before, you know how I do these things, how I do these articles, is I give my thoughts and opinions before looking at what they think, and I kind of, give my thoughts and opinions based on what they say. So, starting off right away, 3 players not named Joe Burrow. Okay. So, number 1, not even a question, Trent Brown. Trent Brown's number 1. Because if, let's say, hypothetically speaking, because during OTAs and minicamp, we were actually putting him at left guard and putting Amarius Mims at right tackle. So if Cordell Wilson's awful and we need to protect Joe, if Trent Brown can move over to left guard, that's going to be absolutely the best thing possible, number 1. Number 2, even if that doesn't happen, let's say Cordell Wilson is comparable and he's getting the job done, well, now we have ourselves a solidified right tackle, so Amarius Mims can just sit back, relax, and learn from him and Orlando Brown. And also, we can utilize Amarius Mims in different packages where we put in extra offensive linemen. Like, we have the perfect scenario as long as Trent Brown is good and Trent Brown works with us, right? Now, obviously, La'el Collins didn't, and, that was a whole mess. I think this situation's a lot better. Nonetheless, though, that is number 1. If that situation works out, this season is already, I think it's a Super Bowl season no matter what, but it's a lot easier of a trip to the Super Bowl when you got Trent Brown working. Number 2, after that, See, number 1 is so guaranteed that number 2 and 3, I feel like it's a little bit of a... There's a couple different ones, I would say. Number 2, I'm going to say, is Dax Hill. And the reason why I say is because I have confidence Dax is going to be able to play corner. I talked about earlier. He's going to play at a very high level. But what we really need is that shutdown secondary. Because if you can shut down the secondary and you can make these teams one-dimensional next year, we don't play the hardest schedule in the NFL, okay? We have to shut down these teams on defense. And I think we have the unit now up front with Chris Jenkins, with Sheldon Rankins, B.J. Hill, Myles Murphy. Obviously, hopefully he takes a step up. Trey Hendrickson, Sam Hubbard. I think we have the unit enough to at least slow down the run, where if we can shut down the run, let's say to a certain degree, and we can shut down the pass, 1 or 2 more drives in a game, that gives us a win. So Dax Hill going to corner, helping out our secondary, making our secondary better, letting us do more rotation, I would say that's number 2. Number 3 is Chris Jenkins, 100%. I was going to put him number 2, but he's number 3. If Chris Jenkins, the mutant, works out and he does amazing this season, I mean, we need to shut down the run. And if we can shut down the run, kind of piggybacking off my last point, if those 2 guys, 1A, 1B here, Dax plays amazing in secondary, helps us shut down the number 1 receiver on the teams we play. Side note, Chris Jenkins helps us shut down the run game, which he can on the defensive line. This team will be deadly. This team will be absolutely deadly. So if Trent Brown plays at a high level, protects Joe, 1. 2, Dax Hill helping out our secondary. Younger secondary, helps out the secondary and makes it play at elite level. Number 3, Chris Jenkins going ahead and shutting down the run and helping us get in the backfield. Those are the 3 guys, especially with DJ Reader leaving. We need that replacement, and Chris Jenkins is that guy. Let's see who they say. Mike Gesicki. I'll be honest with you. I love Gesicki. I do not think he is one player that could change the season. And the reason why I say that, okay, is because I love him, and he's going to play in the slot. And he's going to be pretty much the... in all senses, replacement of Tyler Boyd, because he played 90% in the slot last year. But I think even without Mike Gesicki, I don't think the season's going to be completely drastically different. I think it's going to help out. It's going to improve our offense. It's going to help us a lot. But because he's not really as much of a blocker, he's more of a vertical threat tight end, I don't think it's going to be an all-around, like, crazy great player. If, again, I'm not saying he won't be. I'm saying, like, how do I phrase this? This won't be the make or break. We saw it with Irv Smith. Now, he's way better than Irv Smith, but the tight end position for the Bengals is never going to be a position, in my opinion, that's going to be a make or break, or it's going to single-handedly change the season. He might add a couple touchdowns and help us get a couple first downs, which helps us out in the end. But I think, for example, the Trent Brown, Chris Jenkins, Dax would be a little bit more. But I think Mike's going to help us out a lot. Trent Brown, okay. Kind of exactly what I thought here. And Sheldon Rankins. See, more of a interior pass rusher is what we're going to see with Sheldon Rankins than a run stuffer. He's not a DJ Reader replacement. But what he is he gives us more interior pass rush to let Trey Hendrickson and Sam Hubbard on the outside get in on the quarterback. And I will agree, he could definitely help us out a lot. Especially with getting our sack numbers up, getting teams off the field, stuff like that. I'm looking for, I guess, more longevity sake with Chris Jenkins. You know, if he has a great season and he plays at a very high level, we shut down the run, make teams one-dimensional, it will work out. But yeah, I don't disagree with Sheldon Rankins. And again, I don't want to put it out that I'm disagreeing with Mike Gesicki. Gesicki is going to be great. And if he has a great season, it will help us out drastically. But I just don't think for the purpose of this article, single-handedly make the team better, we just don't utilize the tight end as much in order to do that. We could have the best tight end in the whole NFL. I don't know, who was that? Kelsey, Andrews, whoever. And I feel like we would utilize them, but we wouldn't utilize them as much. And it wouldn't be as much of a benefit for example, another team like the Ravens than us. The way we run our offense under Zach Taylor, we just don't utilize the tight end more as a receiver. We utilize them more as blockers. That's why Drew Sample's so good for us. And we like to put the two tight end formations and run the ball. So that's why, again, I love Mike Gesicki. It's just in our system, I don't think he's going to be as much of a, single-handedly make team type of guy. While someone like Trent Brown, Sheldon Rankins, Chris Jenkins, Dax Hill, Geno Stone, those type guys will. Anyway, tell me down below your thoughts and opinions, guys. We are 73 days away from the NFL season. Is it 73? I posted in my community tab today about it. It's 72 days. Let's get it, boys. Who day?